You clearly have your priorities in the wrong place. You clearly are not thinking about what's best for Americans, even though you're trying to spin it that way. If the only thing that you got to worry about is if one sandwich company can merge with another sandwich company, girl, you got bigger problems. Our headline story of the day, Elizabeth Warren applauds the FTC's sandwich shop monopoly probe of Subway acquisition. This could be the biggest sandwich story you have ever heard in the news ever of all time. And I'm not underselling that whatsoever. Hey, if you're just tuning in, my name is Christopher Uhl, and we cover the biggest headlines of the day and what the AI trading data says about it. And if you're interested in that too, be sure to definitely hit the subscribe button down below and start trading with AI today. Head to ovtlyr.com to see why outliers win. Now, Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, is taking on Subway, the sandwich shop, right? They applaud the FTC sandwich shop monopoly probe of Subway's acquisition. It says the FTC is right to investigate whether Subway's sale creates a sandwich shop monopoly. Yes, people, you heard me right. We have so little to care about in this economy. We have so little problems out there in the world today. We have so little going on that we really need to worry about a sandwich shop monopoly. Or at least that's what our illustrious Senator Elizabeth Warren is thinking about. So let's take a deeper look into the article, right? So Elizabeth Warren took to X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, to applaud a federal antitrust probe focused on the potential acquisition of sandwich giant Subway. Now, this goes on to say Subway's announced in late August that it reached an agreement to sell the family-owned sandwich chain to private equity firm Roark Capital in a deal reportedly worth more than $9 billion, right? Like Mr. Dr. Evil would say, $9 billion. The firm owns sandwich shops such as Jimmy John's, Arby's, McAllister's, and Schlotzsky's. Hey, this is my menu right here. This is where Chris goes to eat. So yeah, looking like they're going to add Subway to the mix of these, right? And I was talking to my parents over the weekend, and they love Red Lobster. Like, they love Red Lobster. They go to Red Lobster for their special occasions. We went to Red Lobster for my parents' 40th wedding anniversary just last month. 40th wedding anniversary. That's amazing. So we went to Red Lobster for their 40th wedding anniversary, and I'm telling you, I was not impressed whatsoever. I was definitely not impressed with the prices, and definitely not impressed with the quality of the food for those prices, and definitely not impressed with the atmosphere. So I'm looking at Red Lobster, and I'm thinking to myself, this place is not doing well. And then I hear that they're shutting down places like Red Lobster. They're shutting down places like Cracker Barrel, right? And they're doing that because the millennials, the Gen Zers, are going there. And now we're talking about Subway. I think Subway could be in the same boat here, right? We saw the peak of Subway a few years back before the Jared fiasco. And ever since then, I've seen more and more Subways closing than Subways opening. Now, they're going to be joining in with Jimmy John's, Arby's, McAllister's. McAllister's one of my favorite places, and Schlotzsky's, one of my wife's favorite places. So if anything, I think that this merger could really help Subway, the company, actually do better off. Because if these companies are doing so well, like Jimmy John's, Arby's, McAllister's, and Schlotzsky's, then maybe they can bring up Subway. Because clearly the family-owned restaurant chain has decided they're not going to do this anymore. And it may be because of exactly what I was saying, that they're seeing more store closures than store openings. And they are seeing the writing on the wall saying, hey, maybe it's time to get out. But Elizabeth Warren doesn't like that. Elizabeth Warren is saying, we don't need another private equity deal that could lead to higher food prices for consumers. The FTC is right to investigate whether the purchase of Subway by the same firm that owns Jimmy John's and McAllister's creates a sandwich shop monopoly. Listen, lady, I don't know what you have going on in your life, but you clearly don't have enough problems. You clearly have your priorities in the wrong place. You clearly are not thinking about what's best for Americans, even though you're trying to spin it that way. If the only thing that you got to worry about is if one sandwich company can merge with another sandwich company, girl, you got bigger problems. Girl, you need some bigger problems. There is so much else going on in the world that this should not even be on your radar, right? The New York Post noted that Subway franchise agreements for 2021 defined its competitors as being quick service restaurants within 3 miles of a Subway location. And they derive more than 20% from the sale of any sandwiches, right? Now, their franchise agreement explicitly named Jimmy John's, McAllister's, and Schlotzsky's as competitors in the sandwich market, and that can serve as an area of emphasis in the FTC's challenge for Subway's pending sale. So what are they trying to say here, right? There's just too many sandwich places going on. And by merging Subway with these others owned by Roark here, that it's going to lead to higher prices. I don't really think that's going to be the case. My whole complaint about this argument, my whole complaint about this article is Senator Elizabeth Warren really needs some bigger problems to work on, right? How about inflation, right? How are we going to solve inflation, Senator Warren? How about the fact that credit card debt is hitting all-time highs? How about that, Senator Warren? What can we do to fix that? Let's not cause little tiny issues focusing on if this company owns too many sandwich shops. Let's really focus on the big picture here. But speaking of the big picture here, let's take a look at what would happen to potentially another sandwich competitor in Yum Brands, right? Yum Brands actually got a buy signal back on November 6th. And if you've been following these signal returns, you have seen a 58.27% return. Now, Yum may be in the spotlight there for Elizabeth Warren next. Who knows? Because they own lots of companies. They own KFC, they own Pizza Hut, they own Taco Bell, they own the Habit Burger Company here. Maybe Elizabeth Warren is going to be looking at them next. Who knows? I don't know. But I do know one thing. Start trading with AI today. Head to ovtlyr.com to see why outliers win. Now, I really want to go look at the comments for this, right? Because I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that she should have better things to do, right? Senator, what we really need to expose is Subway's footlong only being 10 inches. Oh my gosh, that's a travesty. You're telling me that they're lopping off like 20% of my sandwich? I cannot stand for this, right? This person's laughing. A sandwich shop monopoly, really? And the big sandwich must not win. And we've got these people here with the sandwich investigation unit coming after Subway. Thank you, Senator. For too long, Big Sandwich has been holding back working Americans from experiencing the riches of Bidenomics. Yeah, exactly. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you feel like Senator Warren is in the right direction with chasing down Big Sandwich here? Or do you think she is wasting her time like everybody can see written on the wall? Let me know. I really want you to know if you disagree with me, and hit that like button to let us know. And listen, I don't know how to fix this, but I also don't know how the YouTube algorithm works. And it continues to point out one of these two videos is going to be the best video that you have seen today. And I would definitely click on one of these to learn more about why YouTube thinks this is going to be great for you. Thanks for tuning in to today's Outlier Live. I'll see you on the next episode.